What's up everyone and welcome to the club. In today's video I'll show you step by step on how to sketch Shimo from Godzilla x Kong. Let's set up today's lesson with some plain white paper and a pencil. I'll start today's sketch off with this 0.7mm mechanical pencil with a 2B graphite stick. And if you want more details on our art supplies, I'll leave a list with links in the description below. Now you want to begin today's lesson by blocking out the basic shape of the head before we get into the details. So let's start by adding a guideline coming down the center of our page. We'll start at the very top in the middle. Just going to lightly work our way down the center, coming all the way down towards the bottom. Now let's move to the center and draw another line going across from left to right. Now we're going to use these two lines to help us create a circle in the center of our page. So from that center point, let's move up. It's going to find the top of our circle right about here. Let's measure the distance from the center down towards the bottom. Mark this off. And then we want to do the same thing across this horizontal line. So measuring the distance from the center over toward the left and then the right. Let's connect the center point of each mark with a curve to create our circle. So I'm going to start with the top left. And the circle doesn't have to be perfect. We're just using this as a guide. You can always go back and just smooth this out. Now the most important step in this drawing is to capture the right proportions. So let's start by drawing a line going across the top of our circle, going out towards the right. And this will be for the top of the neck. Now we're going to angle the head coming down. So from the center of our circle, draw a straight angle line coming down and out toward the left. And we'll extend that up towards the right. Let's go to the left side where the circle meets that center line. Draw that same angle going up and across towards the top right of our page. And we'll extend that down towards the bottom. Now I want to locate the front edge of the beak. So from the side of our circle, let's go all the way out to right about here. It's going to bend this down and then in towards the bottom, towards the top of the mouth. Now we're going to connect this point to the top of our circle with a straight angled line. Let's add a point across the bottom. We'll go straight up towards the top of the mouth, go across, and then up towards the right side of our circle. Now I'm going to open up the lower jaw. Starting up here, it's going to bend this in, come straight down, and then bend that out towards the bottom of the jaw. Let's trace this along the back side. So going up, and then bending that in towards the mouth. From the chin, draw a straight angle line coming down, go up, and then out towards the jaw, pull that straight up towards the top. Now from the jaw, we're going to step up, just going to curve the front of the neck, going across and then down. Now we're going to start layering on some more detail. Let's start from the left side of our circle. We're going to draw the top edge of the eye. We're going to go up and then across. Let's tuck the bottom of the eye in underneath. So up here, it's going to bend this down and then in. In the front, let's curve the brow going across, up toward the top of the eye. Now we're just extending this up above the head and then go straight in. Now we're going to add some rough spikes going across the back of the head. So let's follow this line from the eye, going up and then out. Angle this back down and then in. Now I'm going to layer some spikes in behind. Starting up here, angle this up and out, and then bring that back in. Let's go to the top of the head, draw another spike. It's going to angle this back, then in on top. Now that we have the basic shape of the head, let's go back and clean this up by erasing some of these guidelines. Now once we're happy with the rough sketch, we're going to go in and start layering on some more detail and refining the shapes. Now I'm going to start with the eyes. It's going to add some folds going around. It's going to fold this up across the edge of the brow. And add some cracks and wrinkles along the outside. Coming down across the bottom of the eye. Let's add a thick fold across the bottom going out. I'm just going to extend this out towards the side of the head. Just stretching this out. Going across the top of the brow. Now I'm just going to work our way across the front. I'm just going to add a few folds along the edge of the head, coming down. Modifying the shape. Now up here, it's going to add the nostril, going up And just tucking that in underneath. Let's round out that tip. And again, just adding some folds across the edge of the mouth. I'm just going to modify that shape. Instead of a straight line, I'm just going to bend this up, down, and across towards the corner of the mouth. Now we just want to add a little bit of tension across the face. So just pulling this down from the eye in towards the tip of the mouth. I'm just going to work our way down towards the chin. And I want to square out the jaw. Now along the top, we're just going to see the underside of the mouth underneath. Just going to follow that same curve, going in behind the edge of the mouth. Just going to roughly add some sharp teeth across the front. And also across the back. And we're just going to shade this in to a silhouette after. Let's add some teeth across the bottom. Now I'm just going to extend the tongue going out and back in. As it pulls across the neck. And I want to add a seam across the center of the head and extend this down the neck. Now right here, I'm just going to blend this line, the seam, in towards the first horn, going up towards the top, and tuck that back in. Just going to add a little base across the bottom. Let's add that other horn in behind. Let's add a few horns. Little smaller ones in behind. Just going to round out the back of the neck, coming down. I want to go back and just clean this up one final time before we add some more detail and shading. Now I'm going to switch to my 0.9mm pencil and start adding some more contrast and details. So we're going to start back at the eyes. We want to enhance these folds, going around. Also adding some more cracks as we go. And really want to enhance that eye area, so just making it glow by darkening up the outside. And a few bumps across the jawline. And then with the back side of the mouth, we're just going to trace the outside perimeter, just blending the teeth into the edge of the mouth. And we'll darken up the top and just fade that down. So just creating a silhouette with the teeth and the edge of the mouth. Also darken up the bottom of the mouth, going around the tongue. Now along the base of each of these horns, I'm going to add a little bit of a scaling technique. Just pulling this up and then back down. I'm just going to add a few layers underneath, going up along the base of the horn. I'm just going to extend some of these cracks coming down. Now I want to place those horns in behind. Now I want to switch to the side edge of my 2mm pencil and start adding some shadows. So we're going to start back of the eyes, and we really want to darken up the bottom edge and then fade that out. And you want to enhance the bottom edge of each shape. So the light's coming from the top left, going across our character, so the shadows will sit on the bottom side. Darken up the bottom of the brow. Now I want to darken up the bottom edge of the tongue across the seam. Just pushing that into shadow. And darken up the back of the tongue, and then fade that forward. And now we can go back in and start darkening up our values. So find the darkest areas of shadows. and setting a little bit of reflection along the inside edge. So leaving a little bit of a highlight along the bottom, and then it's darkening up the top. Just going to add some light spots across the face. Just kind of pushing this down towards the bottom edge, almost to resemble some scales. Now we're going to go and start layering in some cracks. We're going to be using these cracks to help define the shape of each of these sections. So just rounding this out, coming down towards the jaw. Now as we get closer to the end, we're just going to tighten up our shadows and add a little bit more detail, and always be sure to sign our artwork. And that's pretty much it. That's how you draw Shimo from Godzilla X Kong. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you did, please make sure you subscribe because I'm posting new lessons every single day. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.